Well, hello MGTOWs. This is a very MGTOW Sunday. Out here having a little fire. The temperatures are nice and cool. You got a beer. Yeah, it's after lunch. And got my buddy out here with me. Keep me company. Right, Joe? Yeah, it's Joey. Okay. So, what do you want? Go lay down. See, I even put a blanket out for him and everything. And yet, he still wants to do something. Yeah, 12, 13-year-old guy, what the hell are you gonna do? I'm turning into an old man like me. Anyway, before I get to rambling on here about nothing really coherent, I wanted to give a shout out to a relatively new MGTOW channel, and it's called the MGTOW Solution. Now this gentleman is in his 50s, I believe, probably mid-50s. Correct me if I'm wrong there. His name is Dirk, and ex-Navy man, and he's written a book on the MGTOW thing, which he does from the beginning on there, kind of an audio book type thing, of course on the YouTube video channel, with some really great scenery, in the snow and the countryside where he's at, and he gets into a lot of that snow skiing and walking through the snow and like cross-country skiing type thing. That well, my grandfather used to be into that in Germany too, so it's a relatively healthy thing to do. Of course, being in Florida, I won't be doing anything like that. But in any case, check his channel out and start at the beginning. He puts things forth in a very articulate and calm manner, which is getting to be rare nowadays with a lot of MGTOW channels creating drama or having to yell things and constantly bitching about women and other MGTOWs and all this happy horseshit that isn't helping anybody. His channel actually does intend on helping men, and he's got some really good stuff out there, especially for the younger guys too. He's been through a lot. Yes, I know. And like I said, I usually don't shout out for channels unless I really feel that they have something to offer to men, wanting to go MGTOW and have a better understanding of it. So yeah, go check them out. In either case, they just sitting out here and kind of watching and watching the bikes go by, and all these guys, they got some fat hog on the back of their hog, and I'm thinking, goddamn, Jesus Christ, man, can't these dudes do better? I mean, most of the guys look to be in pretty good shape, and you gotta wonder, man, what the fuck is going on out there? Anyway, yeah, so here I'm bitching about women again, which, yeah, of course, you gotta point it out. And really, I have more of a bitch with men nowadays, because it seems to me that these guys are completely pussy whipped and pussy hungry, that they will bend over backwards and just do anything for these slobs. And I don't get that. There's not much manliness to that. God Almighty, it's unbelievable the kind of crap that these people do. And yeah, now I guess I got somebody visiting here. I don't know this clown. Well, anyway, if men would just start to get their balls back, I think things would turn around not that female nature is going to change. Female nature is always going to be the same. It always has been the same. It always will be the same. But men have changed drastically. I mean, from when I was a kid, Jesus Christ, I looked up to guys that were real men. They didn't take any shit. They said what was on their mind. Didn't give a fuck about offending people. None of this SJW crap that's going on nowadays, which, I completely ignore it. And even in the bars I go to, I get told that, I have a way with words, and normally people don't talk the way I do, because it's so unheard of anymore for a man to speak his mind, say what's on his mind, and then mean it. And that's the whole thing, is meaning it. Talking big bullshit really doesn't do anybody any good. And it makes, this is why women think men are idiots, because they're so easy to manipulate, and they do all this chest pounding and screaming, "I'm an alpha," and which is total horseshit anyway. There's no man an alpha across the board. You may be an alpha in your little world that you go around, but believe me, in the overall picture, nobody is an alpha. And anyway, that belongs in the animal kingdom. Humans, even though we're predators, we have that predatory behavior, which you can't call that alpha, man. It's not right. But the fact that women are laughing at men, and the reason they have no problem putting men into these stupid roles on commercials and TV shows, sitcoms and movies and everything, is because they know that it's laughable. Men are such pussies, they're not going to do anything about it. They're just wimps, and they know it. They'll let you sniff their pussy for about 5 minutes, and after that, they're back to laughing at you, you useless clown. And that's what most men nowadays are. You're fucking useless clowns. It really pains me that very few guys, other than a big mouth and jumping, around like monkeys in a cage, going after one banana, trying to, prove how tough they are and everything else. And, when it comes to women, they're like, yes, dear, can I have my balls for about an hour? It's pathetic. It's really disgusting and pathetic. And I wish, God, I don't know, and it's not only the younger men, it's older men, and I see it a lot more with the older guys, that they still chase after a woman like they're 20 years old, even though being in your 50s and 60s, your sex drive just isn't important. And you can't tell me it's for company, because I haven't met a woman in years and years that is worth good company. It's like talking to a drunk 14-year-old girl. It's just not worth it. But goddamn men just capitulate to all this crap that makes them even more of a wimp. But and like I said, it's regardless of age. It's just the times anymore. And maybe I grew up in a different world. Well, I know I did. I grew up in a whole different environment where men were relatively brutal. They were honest. They had honor. And sometimes, dirtbags abound. And, they're in every lifestyle. But, I'm getting to the point now where just hanging around men, for the most part, is getting to be a waste of my time, too. There's less and less people that I want to be around. And, it's just, it's pathetic. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you really need to look at the world, kick back, sit back, take stock, think about things. And if this is what you want to be, if you want to, chase pussy and you think that marriage is going to make your life, or living with a girl or having a girl gives you some kind of status or, validation, you think you're better than other guys that don't have anybody. And, it's such a fallacy. I mean, look, I've been married twice. The first time was 5 years. Had quite a few years in between of women going through them like underwear. And then got married again, and foolishly, yes, I should have learned from the first one, because she did run off on me. And the second one I married, I was still right around 29, 30 years old. I was married to her for 28 years, and she died, so in that respect I got lucky, because she did kind of come across, last about 24 years into the marriage, that she was looking for a way to get a divorce, to get me, or to get everything I had, basically, so she could leave it to her daughter, or, move and get away, go back to West Palm Beach, where, she thought things were better. Well, they were better when we lived there. We had the big house, the big pool, and all that shit. And it, to me, I just had to say no more. I wanted to downsize. I wanted to come up here to where things were a little bit slower and a little bit more country-esque, if you will, and get away from that rat race, the people and everything involved with it. And she wasn't that happy about it, which, women, they need that excitement, they need that input, they need that attention, and that's something you just don't get up here. And fortunately, unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, she got sick. Surgeons a chance fucked up putting a stent in her thoracic aorta. She became septic, and of course they denied that they did anything, even though it happened 3 days after surgery. And then things started going downhill with dementia and kidney and liver failure, and she was diabetic, so things started deteriorating. And luckily I got her to be incompetent, or be diagnosed as mentally incompetent, and she couldn't do anything to me. And then finally the disease, after a year in a nursing home, took its toll. So yeah, I got lucky, and it's been 3 years this year since she died. But I was already looking into this MGTOW stuff online with all the old names, and anybody that's been around a long time knows who I'm talking about. And communicating with these guys, talking to them, and even though I was married on paper, I certainly didn't have a wife anymore. But picking up the pieces came rather easy. Finding out some of the shit she pulled on me while we were married kind of, pissed me off that I didn't see it or know about it. And I'm not saying she fucked around on me, but she certainly was a liar, money spender, and, very selfish. And as long as I provided, which I did, I mean, I built her hot rods, I built her a Harley, dresser, I mean, that big house and everything I had to take care of. But I did it, when I give my word, I usually keep it. So, but the thing is that, I'm done with it, and I don't want anybody else to make that same mistake and find out years later that, God, I wasted the best earning years of my life, working years, and being physically in shape years, and even between the two marriages, going, seeing, all those women that I chased and slept with, and good God, the nightmares that I had, and I've told this story, I think, back when Messenger and me were talking, that This broad, she stabbed me, she pulled a gun on me, ended up she was a junkie, a heroin junkie. And then, we got into a big tiff, and yeah, I gave her a couple black eyes, and I went to prison for it. So, all that time wasted on what, and yeah, some of the pussy was good, and most of it was useless. I mean, very unfulfilling. I could have spent my time and money in a lot better ways, which I'm doing now, but, I'll be 61 in another month, and you find out it's a little late now. You can't make up that time that you lost. So, anyway, there's my rant for the day. I figured I'd make a MGTOW video and kind of put it out there, go over a few past things, enjoy the fire, enjoy the wonderful traffic with the idiots out here, and like I said, just a great relaxing day now. It's the way I want to live from now on in. I have no intentions of having anybody in my life, really. I haven't found anybody worthy, and I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about men too. And now I know. Let me qualify that with, I know a lot of guys on the internet, on YouTube and on G+, and I feel that, I have some friends out there, but there's a lot of geography between us, but I have a lot of respect for a couple of the people that I'm involved with, and you guys know who I'm talking about, because I do communicate with you all the time. So that is something that, Joey, that I wanted to make clear. It's not that I got a problem with men in general or whatever. It's just that I'm happier, much happier, being alone, doing my own thing, and nobody involved in it. I don't even ride with anybody anymore because I just I don't feel like going along with anybody's shit. The old saying, lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. Well, I've led, I've followed, and now I prefer to get out of the way. All right, gentlemen. Well, I hope you have a great Sunday, and enjoy your MGTOW lifestyle if you're there. Take care.